Seriously, what could be more fun to watch than a movie about the housing crash and mortgages and interest rates? Yay! 99 Homes is the name of the movie. It is indeed a movie about the housing crash and the market crash that created a lot of evictions, a lot of people underwater in the value of their homes, and a lot of turmoil for a lot of people. But can they turn and make that very depressing subject an interesting movie? The answer? Yeah, I think they can. And this movie works not because you're interested in the realty, but because you're interested in the reality. See what I did there? And a lot of that reality in this movie is very deep and very emotional. I've been through a situation like this recently with our last home, with what do you do when it's not worth what you paid for it, and how do you sell it, and when do you walk away, and whatever the banks are telling you is so confusing because you think you're supposed to do one thing and they say do another. This movie deals with that stuff in a very realistic way so that you feel like these characters live in a very real world. Let's get to the performances. Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon are the two main performances. Andrew Garfield plays this guy who, in his losing his home, ends up having to find a job in where he's involved in other people losing their homes. So he goes from one side of the equation to the other. That's Michael Shannon, who's kind of taking him through that world. Both of these performances are mind-blowing. Very, very good. And I think the movie works a lot because of how amazing these performances are. I also think it works because they do a great job with the tension of this movie. Not necessarily the action tension, because there aren't a lot of action scenes, the moral tension. How do you make these moral choices? It reminded me a lot of the movie Wall Street, if you've ever seen that from back in the day. The greed is good. Like, working in the system. It's the system's fault. It's not your moral choice's fault. It's the system's fault. And there's a lot of kind of that moral dilemma in this movie. Now, having said that, the only thing that didn't work for me in this movie is how quickly Andrew Garfield's character is willing to give in to some of these moral choices. You like him very, right at the outset. He does a great job. You feel for him. Then he's very quick to make some really shady choices that seem like too quick of a moral descent for me to keep rooting for him. There's something about a character who gradually goes to the dark side where they don't realize what's happening, like the proverbial frog in boiling water, and you kind of go along with them. This one just seems to happen too quickly, and I thought that was a flaw of the overall kind of movie because it affects your rooting interest in him. Because if he's that quick to make poor moral choices, are you really going to want to root for him? However, at the end of the day, 99 Homes does such a great job with that moral dilemma stuff and with those performances that I still would give it a very strong B+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. First, if you want to check out some other stuff that's going on here, click the cards up in the corner. You can do it while the video is going. It'll just shift out and you can kind of scroll through there. You can see other reviews that have happened recently that you might want to click on and check out. You can also go to the website, yourmoviefriend.com. There's a link there. There's also a link to support the channel, and that's just by clicking the cards up there. Also, if you would follow me on Periscope, Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer is my name. If you have Periscope on your mobile device, I live stream right when I'm out of movies, kind of give my initial thoughts, get some feedback from you because it's very interactive. You can, text me there while I'm live streaming, and it's a lot of fun. I've really appreciated your insight in some of these movies and kind of helping me to kind of form what I might want to talk about in the review based on what you want to know. So I'd love to have you follow me on Periscope. Also tune into the podcast. We talk more than movies on the podcast. We talk all of pop culture. It's called SiftPop, SiftPop. It is the official podcast of Your Movie Friend, and you can find that on iTunes or Stitcher. Okay, on to the best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. We're going to do best movie ever with numbers in the title above 20. Okay, too many that are under 20, but above 20, it kind of thins out. What is the best movie ever with numbers above 20? For me, I'm going with the one where the main character was literally between a rock and a hard place. That's the one I'm going with. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Also leave your answer. I'd love to discuss that with you there. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit the subscribe button down in this corner. Just click the logo, hit subscribe, and you won't miss a video again.